Hello Reformers and welcome back to Gekokujo 3.1. Now when we left off we had a couple of setbacks and I gotta say I'm not particularly happy with those, although it does add a little bit of spice to the series of course, because otherwise it would be quite a walkover for the most part. And well, I mean, it's kind of nice to see that Bruce still has a little ways to go to be amazing, you know, super good. Anyway, as you can see here, we are outside Yamagata Castle. They did take it, of course, and I'm going to be attempting to take it back. Now, they have 46. Ah, there you go. Okay, there we are. Very nice. And I'm able to... Wow, really? Well, that's unfortunate. My party capacity has apparently gone down for some unknown reason. I don't know why it has gone down, because I did have 225, but now I have 215. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but... oh well. Okay, apparently I can't take anything. Alright, so I'm actually going to give Yamagata Castle to Lady Nagako because I just have way too many castles as it is, and the tax inefficiency is absolutely destroying me right now, so I thought, you know, why not? Let's just do that. And should I plunder it? Maybe. Because... it's not mine, but it is hers. I'm just going to do it. 3,100. And I did give some to her as well, so it's not like we just lost, you know, relation with her or anything like that. So I think that's pretty decent. I didn't really want to do that, to be honest, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so let's go in to Tojiko here. And what can she do? I don't know. She doesn't really have much for me to spec into right now. I guess... a riding skill, archery, something like that, so I guess we'll just go for riding skill. She is an archer, so it's not really necessary for her to be on a horse anyway. She isn't on a horse, so there's that, you know. So anyway, there you go. So Yamagata Castle has been taken back. This is the current situation of the map. Everything seems to be pretty secure, with the exception of Yamagata Castle, of course, and... well, the Date clan doesn't even seem that big, but they do have 2 towns. And those 2 towns are, of course, the main linchpins of their territory. If I'm able to take those, then I will have probably an insanely easy time of things. So let's just actually go over to Yonezawa, because obviously we were attempting to take that beforehand. I have a huge amount of ninjas, by the way, because it seems like Hirosaki, yeah, as you can see there, the trainer in Hirosaki has done a really good job at leveling them up, or leveling something up, because I found a bunch in there, so I'm not entirely sure what happened. Maybe I put those in there at another time. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. I'm actually just gonna... okay, so they have bows. They have bows and throwing weapons, so it might be a nice idea to make them into archers, so they can stand back. And we'll see what happens there. Alright, so let's go into Yonezawa and let's just see what happened. They do have Lord Endo in there, which is not exactly great. And it's not like we've injured the garrison. Whoa, Lord Endo is gaining troops like nothing else. Did you see that? That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Did you see that? I don't even know whether you saw that, but I think, didn't he have about 80 or 90, and then he had 120 the next second we looked? Wow. Okay. Maybe I just hallucinated that or something, but no, it seems like he's gaining a pretty decent amount. Okay, I'm going to go over to Sendai real quick, just because I want to see what's going on here. Maybe we'll be able to take some... Great Lord Date is here. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Well, what should we do? Should I just take a castle and distract them or something? Or should I don't know, that's the thing. It's very difficult to decide on these things, because obviously I don't want to fight against Lord Endo or Great Lord Date in their respective fiefs. So I suppose it would make sense for us just to go for a castle and then see whether they want to throw themselves against the walls of said castle. I think that might be the... Oh, hello there. Oh yes, you are going to be mine. Oh yes, here we go. Yeah, he's too slow. He is too slow. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, this guy apparently is the owner of this castle because, you know, Lord Iwaki and, you know, the The castle is called Iwaki Castle, as far as I'm aware. Okay, so this should be pretty nice because I have a bunch more spearmen now. So hopefully the spearmen will be just as good as the enemy's spearmen. I have taken the 50 villagers from the automatic recruiting, you know, sending out recruiters, etc., from Kazuyama Castle, and I've leveled those up a little bit, as there were a number of, you know, bandits in the north, and I decided, hey, you know what, let's just go over there and just level up a couple, and by the time, obviously, the enemy took Yamagata Castle, I was ready to, you know, start recording again, so that's pretty decent. Obviously, you do have to do quite a bit of off-screen, quite a bit of off-screen work at the moment, which is kind of annoying, I've got to say, but you know, I kind of like to have every single experience in the series, but if I did do that, then it would end up being quite grindy, and I think a lot of people would, you know, get a little bit bored from that, and I'm not entirely sure if you've already gotten bored, have you? I don't know, but yeah, if you have, then I'm terribly sorry. Yeah, I just try my best, Anyway, can you actually go? I've told you to charge. Oh. They don't have any melee weapons, do they? They don't have any melee weapons. Nope, they do not. Okay, so it seems like I'm going to have to do something a little bit different with them. So that is Mari and Hyogonosuke. I'm actually a bit surprised that Hyogonosuke is not actually attacking, because I actually thought that he had a melee weapon. So that's a bit strange to me, but I suppose maybe if, you know, maybe if I've just not given him something, then maybe that's the reason, but I really did think I gave him something. Maybe he transferred it off himself or something, and maybe he has nothing now, so that's not very good. Okay, come on now. Come on, banner carrier, don't delude yourself into thinking you can take me on, especially when I'm shooting you with a bow. There you go. I'd like to shoot that guy if possible. Yes, there we are. And can I shoot that one as well? Yes, there we go. Okay, we've got to lead them a little bit. Because obviously we're using projectile weapons. They're not hit scan weapons. Yeah, I got to remind myself of that, because sometimes when you're playing other games, when, you know, whenever I have the time to play other games, that is, then you kind of get a little bit, what is it now? Well, not delusional, but a little bit confused as to what weapon you're using, so you got to remind yourself a little bit. Anyway, Lord Iwaki will be my prisoner. Oh, yes. There we go. That's what we like to see. Alright, so let's have a look here. So there is a polearm and not much else. I'm going to be allowing everyone to do their thing. It seems like someone has swapped out their polearm. I'm not entirely sure whether they wanted to use the other one. So yeah, apparently they wanted to use the other one. That's absolutely fine with me. As long as it's an upgrade for them, that's all that matters. Oh, the Miyoshi clan has decided to declare war against us. Well, that's not very nice, is it? That is not very nice at all. Okay, so one thing I've been meaning to do, actually, is to make us Great Lord Beartilde. Yes, there we go. Because it's been a while since we've actually created our faction, and I think he has earned the right to call himself a Great Lord. And wow, Iwaki Castle actually has a pretty decent garrison. Okay, so the Miyoshi clan are actually extremely far away. As you can see here, they're all the way down here. I have no idea why they would decide to declare war against us, considering we actually were affiliated with them for the most part, and my lady, who is at Sakai, is actually part of that faction, so I am kind of worried. Kind of a bit worried there. Okay, well, let's actually just take a look and see what's going on here. Any Hatamoto units? Yeah, they do have some Hatamoto units, but I don't think we really need to worry about those. They're, for the most part, not going to do too much. They have 54 banner carriers. 54 banner carriers? Are you serious? Okay, so let's send in some agents. I have 30 of them. I don't know how these ninjas come out of nowhere, but it must just be that I'm placing them in the garrison and I'm just getting them. I have no idea. I really don't, because they were in Hirosaki garrison, I think. Yeah, they were in Hirosaki garrison. I was like, oh, what's happening here? I have no idea, but yeah, seems like they, they were just waiting for me for some reason. Oh, and the what? Oh, okay. That is very strange. I'm just going to accept that because I'd like to get some right to rule. not going to try and dictate the terms, because if I try to dictate the terms, you know what's going to happen? They're going to decline it, I'm going to lose relation with them, and they're still going to be at war against us, and maybe if they're not at war against anyone else, then it's going to be pain. It's going to be absolute pain for us, because they're just going to completely run after us all the time, raid our villages, make our prosperity just go all the way in the toilet, down the drain, whatever you want to say, and it's just going to be awful. So, this is a new setup. This is a new layout for a castle for us. We have not seen this layout before. It is actually a very good layout for the offenders, or the offensive force, because look at this. There are no archers. No archers shooting us at all. I'm very, very surprised by this, but, well, I suppose I shouldn't really be surprised, because you know, there's a lot of variance, and this is technically surrounded by water, so I suppose it is pretty decent, because it's going to enable most of the enemies to shoot. Ooh, yeah, the courtyard is very good. The courtyard is very, very deadly, as you can see. Need to be very careful here, because these guys are going to shoot you, and they are probably going to kill you, because they just have an overwhelming, well, vantage point. That's it. What else can you call it? It's just an overwhelming vantage point. They really do. They can just shoot into the majority of our units and most likely kill something in the process. And they even have Date Master Archers. Isn't that... Wow, the Date clan actually seems to be extremely good. Maybe I should get more of their units. I mean, I am using some of their spearmen, but I had no idea that their archers were any good either. Again, I do need to re-familiarize myself with the unit trees and things like that, but some of the time I just don't remember to do it, or you know, I just go to do it and then I forget to look at the clan that I actually want to look at, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, probably should do that at some point. And oh yeah, here we go. Let's do this. Okay, so they do have a huge amount of banner carriers, so I am very, very worried about that, because these banner carriers have always been my bane. And it's rather hilarious, actually, because the first time I was killed by a banner carrier in the new Gekokujo, you know, with the Suguroku submod, I was just like, you know, laughing, because they were so incredibly ridiculous, but so deadly at the same time. I don't know why they're so deadly towards Bruce only. Maybe it's just a curse of the Beartilde family or something, but anyway, point is, it's kind of amusing to me to see them running around and things, and they seem to be my arch nemesis in this particular series, because in many other series that I've done, you know, where I mock a particular unit for being extremely bad or for being extremely weird and, you know, whatever, then, you know, it's all in jest, by the way. I don't actually mean that they're terrible or anything, but the point is that whenever I do that, it's always going to result in me dying against that unit more often than not, which is absolutely hilarious to me. So, yeah, I'm gonna try not to... Oh, that was so close. Okay, that was really, really close. I'm gonna die very, very soon, so what I'm gonna try and do is just stay alive, so that I can command my units. How many have we killed so far? Only 99 now. Only 99. I say only because it is kind of a lot of units, but in general, we're losing quite a few as it is anyway, but not as many as them, of course. It seems like their banner carrier strategy is not really working out too well, because I was actually thinking of leveling these, well, what have turned into these elite Date spearmen into banner carriers, because obviously you can choose between veteran spearmen or banner carriers, and I was actually thinking about doing a banner carrier strategy, and I was actually wondering, is that any good? I mean, I'm sure some of you have maybe tried that out, but that's the thing, is it? Is it any good? I don't know, because if you think about it, they have really, really powerful weapons, and if they have a majority of them, if there's like a huge amount of them, then surely that's gonna make everything extremely easy to kill. But it seems like they are being beaten by the elite Date spearmen, so it could just be the fact that their weapons are, you know, less usable in this respect. Could be less usable, or it could just be the fact that they are outskilled, I guess. Maybe their proficiencies are not very good, something like that. I don't know, but what I do know is I'm going to be headshotting that guy. Yes, there we go. Let's try and shoot that guy as well at the back there. And maybe I can get a headshot on this one. Ah, I was really hoping to weaken him at least a little bit because he does have good armor. Never mind, it seems like he's died, so that's absolutely fine. Ah, yeah. I've actually forgotten how fun it is to actually stay alive for the majority of the castle siege. Because obviously we have been dying, Bruce has been dying quite early on. And, well, especially in the last episode, we really did not have a very good time of things there. We were, you know, consistently being eliminated for no apparent reason. But yeah, it seems like, yeah, oh, there's a lot of them up there. There is a lot of them up there. Maybe I can get out my bow and actually just shoot them a little bit. Even if, you know, even if I get killed now, at least I will have said, oh no! Oh my. Oh, okay, hello, okay, goodbye. Seems I'm gonna be making my way out of here. Okay, so let's just be a little bit careful. Yes, yes, that is what happens. That is what happens to me, isn't it? Oh, well, never mind. I was actually thinking to myself, it seems like many of my units are being taken out now, so it's probably a good idea for me to move, but then it was too late. It was too late. But we do have a bunch of whoever these archers are, I don't even know. I think they are archers that I've leveled up from something else. Asakura villages? Villagers, I think. So, yeah, they're going to be okay, I guess. I don't think they're going to be extremely good because they are only veterans. I actually thought that because the Asakura have really, really good Hatamoto units, you know, in terms of ranged, I thought they might actually have good villager peasant units as well, but it turns out no. Turns out no. So I think the Asakura have good spearmen instead. So yeah, that was my mistake. But yeah, well, I guess we'll just see how this siege goes. I am quite worried about it actually, because as you can see there are so many skirmishers here that our guys are going to need to get into range very, very quickly, otherwise they will literally just get absolutely destroyed, as you can plainly see is happening at the moment. This guy is an absolute beast. He's surviving so many arrows. I don't know who he is, but he's surviving so... Oh, he's a Hatamoto guard. He is absolutely insane. Okay, remind me to get some Hatamoto units from the Date clan, because we know that they become Hatamoto cavalry, and they also become Hatamoto guards. So it doesn't matter what you spec them into, as long as you spec them into the infantry line, and they're going to be an absolutely beastly force. And it seems like nothing can stop them. Seems like nothing can stop them. Oh, he did actually die now. Oh, that is actually really sad. I thought to myself, he's going to survive. Everyone is going to survive. And then he didn't survive. And that's kind of sad, isn't it? That is actually kind of sad. Anyway, we now have the opportunity to capture this castle finally, and then we will have the arduous task of defending it. Is that the last unit? Is that the last unit? Oh, I'm not entirely sure. Is it? Yes, it is. There we go. Fantastic. Alright, so there's 20 renown. I think the renown is actually pretty decent. And we lost 40. Yeah, we lost 40 of our units. That is what happens when you rely on villager units and peasant units rather than samurai units. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, after I have beaten the Date into submission, I'm hopefully going to be able to have a little bit of peacetime. And in that peacetime, I am hopeful that we will be able to actually, you know, do something like, you know, solidify our garrisons and, you know, things like that, because at the moment that doesn't seem to be happening really. So yes, I'm just going to perform the upgrading a little bit, and hopefully they have all taken things now, and there you go. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to defer appointment of a lord here, because I don't think that I'm actually going to plunder this as well, because I actually don't think that this is going to stay ours. Because if someone tries to take this, like for example Great Lord Date, then I'll know that he's left Sendai, and then I'll be able to go back there and siege that in retaliation. Yes, a little bit of basic strategy, even though it's obviously cost me quite a few resources to be able to pull that off, so I'm not particularly happy about that. So let's actually take a look at Hyogonosuke in just a second, and let's actually just see what he's currently working with, because I thought... There he is. I thought that he actually had... He doesn't? He doesn't have a melee weapon? Why doesn't he have a melee weapon? I thought he had a melee weapon. I'm actually really surprised by this. Strange. I'm gonna have to get him a melee weapon. I'm pretty sure everyone else... Yeah, there you go. They have equipped themselves with one-handed weapons now, so that's nice. We're starting to get our companions up to scratch, which is always good. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.